You know, it's new, so I think there's a lot of room for growth there. But I think they were trying to do what we asked them to do. We pushed them to a point that they needed to be pushed today.
It seemed like the offense executed pretty well for being the first day in some of your tempo and other segments. What did you think about that?
Yeah, I thought they did a nice job. It just shows the work that the staff's doing, teaching the guys. And defensively, you know, they only have 1.5 calls in. So those calls, the ball should get out fairly quickly based off the call, which is advantage offense. Not much denied the ball defense in right now because it's base downs. So you should see the offense have a little more success on these first 2 days. And then when the pads get on and real football starts, hopefully the defense, you know, battles back there.
As far as setting the tone, what are some objectives you had today?
Just compete, right? If you notice, we have music playing that tells us to do different sorts of competition because that's really what it's about. We want to compete. We want to have an intensity about ourselves. And our goal today was just own the ball. That means you have to tackle well, the guy with the ball, right? Give effort to tackle well, right? And take care of the football. And I think that's 2 things that we actually did do today.
And then did you, for the one-on-ones when guys were battling each other, you just picked them randomly?
Yeah, I kind of pick it throughout. Oh, jog out the field.
Going with 2 sevens, using specialists in different roles. How much, obviously a lot of thought goes into that, but kind of like what is the process of kind of figuring out what is the best way to optimize it?
Yeah, I mean, there's hours and hours of work put in. I mean, we even designed certain drills for individual on a certain side of the field because we know the next period is going to be a group or a team drill on the other side of the field right next to it to optimize transition time. So the entire 2 hour, however long that practice operation is definitely orchestrated in all those details.
In terms of the tempo, Sean Aguano tried to instill that when he got instilled as interim head coach. Did you talk to him about that, about the success of moving the pace of it?
No, I mean, I know what I believe in. Wins games, and that's presenting tempo. That doesn't mean that we're going to snap the ball 80 times a game. I actually don't think that necessarily wins. It means we need to present to the defense that we're going to snap the ball quickly to make them get a call in. And on the contrary, the defense has to be trained to get a call as quickly as possible so we don't give up big plays, because that's why teams' tempo is to get you out of a call and into big plays. So all this is communication. How do we communicate? How do we get into a call on defense? How do we simulate tempo on offense? And then the offense should be able to dictate, do we play fast or slow? With the simulated tempo, the defense should be able to react to the tempo the offense makes.
Is there anybody that you won't have during the spring because of injury?
Not completely. So I don't have a 100% answer there.
Your energy out there, your wife said you usually come home from work. You just got a lot of energy the first day, right?
I mean, I'm 32. Everybody talks about it like I'm like 12, so I better have injury, right? I have a little energy about myself, right? I'm young. If I didn't have energy, you know, that'd be part of it.
Do you think that your players feed off of that as well? Is that like why you really want to set that tone of energy?
That's just kind of who I am. So I do believe players feed off of, and their culture is based off of the coaches. You know, the coaches are the leaders. If you expect something out of your player, if you expect them to be in team-issued gear, you as a coach better be in team-issued gear. If you expect them to be 10 minutes early, you better be 10 minutes early. So I just think that's more, players are looking up to coaches, and if you want them to hit a standard, you have to live that standard as a coach.
Do you wear an Apple Watch or a Fitbit? Do you have any idea?
Oh, I used to, but I never charged it.
What's Thursday's practice look like?
Pretty much the same structure. You know, we didn't hit. I think it was either 13 or 17 plays today that we had to cut short just because we weren't quite as efficient as I'd want to be, right? So hopefully we cut that number from 13 or 17, whatever that number was, I can't remember the final period, down to, you know, maybe 7 plays that we don't get. And then the next day, maybe 3 plays we don't get. And then by next week, all the plays that I feel like we should be able to get accomplished in a practice, we should be able to get accomplished if we're efficient.
You don't play about on the field, run off that field, run on that field, right?
That's what we do. I mean, how you do one thing is how you do everything.